What's your feeling about Election Day registration? I know John Rowland vetoed the last bill, and if you were governor, what would you do if?
I'm a Democrat, and I would approve it.
Right.
Because it's in the best interest of the Democratic Party and of democracy to drive participation up higher. And the people who, I mean, I understand that it would make your life more difficult. And it might make, well, it could. Okay, and I understand it could make some people's lives more difficult. And make some election outcomes less predetermined. But that's what we're looking for. I just think that anything we could do reasonably to drive up participation rates, we certainly should have early voting. We absolutely have to have early voting. We have to have, there should be no questions asked why anybody wants to vote by absentee ballot. But, in a city like mine, I have no problem saying, listen, government center, we're gonna have, 5, 6, 7, 10 machines set up for, a period of time, 4 or 5 days before the election. Let people vote. I think that's the best way. This idea that we live in a country that can live on these old rules doesn't make any sense. Actually, right out in front of this building, in the lobby, is your ballot box. That was used until 1945, I read, right?
I think so.
Right. So why are 200-year-old ideas of how to vote the right way to vote? We have a state in this nation where you can't vote on election day. You can only hand in your ballot on election day because everyone's supposed to mail them in. So if you don't mail it, you can go hand in the ballot that you otherwise should have mailed. But there are no machines to vote on. It's a different idea. There are less industrialized nations where you go to vote and they put a die on your hand and you can't watch the die off. So every adult just shows up to vote. Who wants to vote? And the way they make sure you don't is, show us your hand. You don't get to vote twice. I mean, there's just better idea. I'm not advocating that here, but I think there's just better ideas on how to drive up participation, and I think it would be better for the democracy.